Hey guys, Sableye here, and welcome back to another episode of Crazy Climbing. Today we're jumping into things with the deer. And for those of you who have been around in VGC for a while, specifically 2019 and of course 2016 as well, you guys know Zern is a powerhouse normally. You know, they get the Geomancy set up, it's really annoying to deal with. However, I think it's interesting in this format because it doesn't want to be here. You got all the steel types, Dynamax prevents you from just simply faking things out, and of course Zacian now, speaking of the steel types, and as we're going to play one with base laser here game 1. So, going to be very interesting here. I'm going to try and, I don't know, I love Xerneas, guys. I'm going to try and utilize it to the best of my ability. I don't think this is necessarily the best team for it. I think there is a lot of better things, but you know what? I wanted to kind of feature Xerneas, showcase the deer a little bit, and hey, it's the deer. I mean, the team is pretty standard. You'll probably see something like this. Like, everything minus the Xerneas, you'd probably see. Probably on a Zacian team. Like, I feel like this is like a solid Zacian team. If you just like swap out Xerneas, throw a Zacian on here, this is something that you can do. In fact, it might even be a Zacian team I've run at some point. Not on the channel, but I definitely on Twitch for sure. But yeah, this is not a very favorable matchup for Xerneas. You can see the Colossal immediately. Not that Colossal is the scariest thing, because you can take it. The big thing here, though, is the Venusaur and the Zacian. Or Zacian, right? I don't know. I'm going to butcher that name every time I say it. Landorus is really nice, though. Like a nice little Landorus, Amoonguss kind of thing. Kind of forces his hand a little bit. I definitely want Lapras as well. And I almost need a Lecky. But at the same time, I almost want Instant. I think Instant's better than a Lecky. So I'm going to leave the entire fast mode on the bench. Guys, I don't recommend doing this. I really got to start putting my phone away before I start recording. But I don't recommend doing this. But guys, I wanted content with you guys, and honestly, I kind of had these mods sitting in my box. It's like, it might not be a bad team, so you know what, let's try it out on the channel. VGC, I don't know, I need to do something. I feel like I need to be a little bit more competitive in terms of gameplay, but at the same time, just fooling around with stuff like Xerneas is always fun. Okay, so seeing the inner focus, I mean, they're probably still going to be Surf, but on the off chance they are just going to go for like an Aqua Jet here, I'm going to click Rage Powder. They might be like Goggles, you don't know. You never know, so you got to play it safe. Of course, this isn't the safest thing in the world, however, they're not going to want to eat a Max Blade. And as long as I keep Lando alive, we should realistically be fine. Right? You would think. Yeah, I love how I'm going to like title this episode, Xerneas is so good, and then I'm not going to bring Zern at all. You just don't bring a restricted. They are staying in. I, of course, am maxing first. Are they going to max this Colossal, or are they just going to, like, Protect? I mean, Protect doesn't help them. Right? They have to max Coal. They have to try and go after me, I would think. But I could be wrong. Okay, there's the Dynamax. Is it the Coal? It's not the Dragonite, is it? I feel like Dragonite would have been faster than my Lando. Okay, they're going to max the Colossals. So, I think as long as there's no max guard, we come out of this turn with that knockout on Colossal. I don't see a way we don't get it. There's the Rage Powder. What are we going to see from this Dragonite? Aqua Jet. It is Safety Goggles, which is pretty wild. The only reason I actually mentioned that is because I played this one guy earlier in the week who had, not this guy of course, who had safety goggles on it, just for that reason, and I actually almost lost. But like, same concept applied right here. They're gonna actually get the Aqua Jet off, which is the Mingle. The fact that Amoonguss lives that is pretty sad. Come on, Colossal, get good. But Max Blake just gonna immediately drop this Coal, so like they wasted their entire setup now. I don't think that's worth it for them, which is why I felt Rage Powder was perfectly fine, because it guaranteed Landorus gets a Max Blake up. Like, what do they do now? Okay, they have Zacian, which is scary, but I have an Instant. So I can just bring in a Fake Out, I click Airstream, and then Lando's faster, and we should be fine to win. Like, I really don't see how I lose this game now. Right? Of course, Amoonguss drops, which is 100% expected, right? And now you gotta bring Zacian in during the Dynamax. So we're gonna bring in Incineroar. Bringing both Landorus and Lapras to the same game is kind of interesting because they're kind of two mods that really do want to max together. Like they both really want to max, right? So it's interesting to have both of them, but I don't think it should be bothering us too much, guys. Basically, they're going to come in with the Zacian, with the dog. Dog has a sword. You love to see the dog with a sword, guys. Honestly, I love this Pokemon so much. Like, Zacian is amazing. But anyways, we're going to stop talking about Zacian, considering it's on the enemy side of the field right now. And, yeah, I mean... This should be relatively simple here. I can't fake out Dragonite, otherwise I would, guys. But Dragonite, of course, gonna have that inner focus ability, which is and nice little not being able to fake it out. Nice little buff. Can't get intimidated either, I believe, now because of inner focus, which is honestly a really huge buff to inner focus. But that's been around, I think, all of Gen 8 now. So they're actually not going to protect the dog. So respectable, right? Like obviously I'm not gonna touch them, but like. Aqua Jets into the Pasho Berry. Guys, the Pasho Berry, strictly for the Kyogre matchup. Strictly for being able to beat Kartana beside Kyogre. Simple as that. There's no other reason for it. That is the reason. Airstream going out. Going to connect big damage here into this Dragonite. And do they protect now? I don't think it matters. Right? Like, if they protect, I don't think it helps them. And I'm gonna just parting shot. Like, go ahead and protect. Go ahead and protect. I get enough chip damage off, then I can Earthquake the following turn. Like, I think I'm perfectly fine with that. But I don't know. It's a Landorus. You never really know with Lando. Although, I don't know. Like I said, goal, guys, even in the last episode of Crazy Climbing, I was talking about going 2-0. This is what I want to do. They're going to actually switch out to Zacian, so maybe the entire thing is a bait. Venusaur is not going to appreciate this Quake. Just another Aqua Jet. I wonder if that does so much damage. Okay, it was a crit. I was about to say that does way too much. But I feel like it might be one of their only attacking moves on this thing. That Venusaur took so much damage. I mean, now it's in Rock Slide range. I think the entire... Okay, everything but Dragonite is in Rock Slide. Actually, is Dragonite in Rock Slide range? Do I just win this with Rock Slide? Because Venu drops to the rocks. If Dragonite drops to the rocks, I mean... I guess I have to be a little bit concerned about being Aqua Jetted. But he's -1, so... In fact, I could technically pivot Incin back in as well. But I want to save the Incin for the... Lapras in the back. Not the Lapras, excuse me. The, what's the thing called? Zacian in the back. So, just make sure I intimidate it, just in case I need to. I don't think I'm going to be in that position, but you never know. Is this the Lapras? I think this is my Lapras with Perish Song, guys. Let's find out. It is indeed my Lapras with Perish. I'm going to Freeze Dry, just into the Dragonite here. No reason to Perish just yet. They still have 3 Pokemon. It does provide a nice endgame with Xerneas. Because then it basically gives you 2 endgames, right? Like, you can chip things down with a Lecky really quickly, bring in Perish Song and finish that off. You can bring in late game Xerneas and sweep. You can bring in early game Xerneas, pick up a few knockouts, bring in Perish, and stall out the endgame that way. Which was kind of the concept, which is why I think these 5-6 mods aren't actually terrible together. Like, I think it's actually a pretty... Okay, hold on. It's a pretty decent team. Don't get me wrong. It's not a good team by any means, but it's at least, I don't know, I think it's functional as long as you can play it correctly. But Dragonite not going to drop, of course, cannot flinch to inner focus. That is a Thunder Wave. I don't know what else to say to that other than, anyways, we're going to drop that thing, and this is where the game gets interesting. Because to me, you want to protect Zacian here. Right? The problem is, though, if you... Is that a problem? I was going to say the problem is if you don't. But I don't know if that's actually a problem. Because if you don't protect, I get a free Earthquake up. And you have to kill Lando. You 100% have to go into Lando. So then I get Incin beside Lapras and I'm still fine. So I'm just going to go for the normal play, Earthquake Perish. If you protect, I take out Venusaur and I get the Perish up and the game's literally over. I guess the game's not 100% over if I perish, but it really should be. Do you protect? That becomes the question, is do you protect? No protect, so you're just going to let me Earthquake the entire field right here. Of course, not going to kill the Zacian. Never expected it to. I think attacking might have just been the better play. No real reason for me to perish right here, as a Behemoth Blade does come out. So, I mean, the game is still over. Okay, maybe not. The game may not be over because of that para. The game may not be over because of the para, which is a little annoying. Okay, we get the perish up, so now we start stalling things, which is arguably good. It's just unfortunate if Instant had Protect, if Instant had Protect, we'd be perfectly fine here. But I think everything else is so much more needed to kind of set up Zern that you don't really want Protect. I mean, is there a way around? I mean, I just Blitz and Hydro Pump the next turn, and it's not a guarantee. I could do that this turn, but this actually gives me a chance, if I get fully paired the next turn, to potentially win with Perish. So Fake out. Get fully paired now. This would be a great time to get fully paired. Actually, he didn't even protect. Why didn't he protect? Okay, anyways, thankfully we don't get fully paired. Not that it mattered at that point. Okay, so how do I lose that game? We get the fake out off. Perish goes down to 2. I would need to be paralyzed twice in a row, because then they would Sacred Sword the instant, and I would have to get fully paralyzed. Then there's one more turn of Perish, and I would try to protect it off, and he would literally need a double para or a Hydro Pump miss into a para. Which, I mean, the odds there are really in my favor. We're gonna keep going, guys, for one more with the Zern team right now. Honestly, I almost think I can bring crazy climbing almost daily. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do daily. Like, I'm definitely not gonna keep up with that. So I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do it daily, but like at least either every other day or like at least 2-3 times a week for sure. Probably 3 times a week is probably realistic. Like, I don't want to just kind of record for no reason, but why do I kind of like my opponent's team? Sorry. I don't normally like Torn Ogre variants. I've used Torn Ogre in the past, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not normally a Torn Ogre kind of guy. But I don't know, there's a Raichu there, and Raichu makes me happy. So, anyways. Like I said, I think I can probably do 3 times a week, guys, for Crazy Climbing. And we also have got the multi-battle leagues. So if you guys are interested in multi-battle leagues, I don't know, I enjoy playing in it, and I think it makes some really good content as well. Just a nice little break from VGC. But that content will be up on the channel once a week. I don't know, that's going to be pretty scattered around the channel. But that will be uploaded. And for those of you guys who are here for VGC, VGC is not going anywhere. But I do apologize for the last few uploads being 100% multi-battle league. But I don't know, we had to do the draft analysis. Then you have to go into the... Then you have to do actually week 1. But besides the point, we're getting off track. How do I beat Torn Ogre? There's no Kartana, so Instant may not be the greatest. I worry about just a straight up Torn Ogre, which is what Amoonguss is for. Like, Amoonguss Aleki forces their hand. They have to pick one, and then I go late game Xerneas for the setup. And I think I really like Lapras, because Lapras is amazing. So I think turn 1, I guess I should have let Amoonguss Lapras. I think that's the better lead. Now looking back at it, like, having Torn be able to beat that is really, really tough. But let's see what we got here. Should be Torn Ogre. Oh, they went sicko mode. They went Raichu Moltres. All right. And I think I want to say they may have gotten me with this, but realistically, you fake out Amoonguss here. So I'd almost want to go straight into Lapras, but I'm scared of just taking an Airstream to the face. Let's Spore, if I get it off, and I'm going to E-Webs. The Electro Web is basically just because 2 Electro Webs from a Magnet Aleki is going to do damage. And you don't even max, so I wonder if this is actually going to put you in range of another one. Raichu's Lightning Rod is terrifying if I let it get set up. I don't think it's too big of a deal, but I do have to be careful with that because I don't really have much to hit it outside of Xerneas. So, You get the weakness policy, and I need you to be greedy and nasty plot. I need you to be greedy and nasty plot. You just stayed in Fiery Wrath, so a little annoying. However, I get a free rage powder, so Xerneas gets set up. Right? Because Raichu's not touching both. I guess it could Electro Web with Raichu, which would be a little concerning. Like, this game's not... Should I have done something different? I guess I could have protected Amoonguss. I just didn't think he'd stay in attack. I didn't think he'd Fire Wrath. I thought he'd just go Air Scream or Air Slash or Nasty Plot. Eerie Impulse, perfectly seeing that going into this Amoonguss, which is very nice. The question is, are you going to Fiery Wrath before I get an attack up? No, Xerneas is faster, gets a nice little Geo, and the +2 special defense here is amazing. However, I'm pretty sure Amoonguss still drops based on the damage from the initial Fiery Wrath. I don't think I can win this game. Obviously, I Dazzling Gleam next turn. I'm going to be faster than this Moltres, thanks to the fact that... kind of needed Amoonguss to live there, guys. I'm not going to lie. Kind of needed Amoonguss to live. However, because the problem is they're going to go back down to... we're going to go straight to two Mons aside. Straight to 2 Mons aside. Which is not great, but we both still have max. I Gleam. If it is Ogre Torn in the back, we should be alright with Lapras. Okay, Moltres either protects. I could see Moltres protecting, which might honestly be the way he wins this. If he protects Moltres, then tries to max Moltres next turn. After he getting an Eerie Impulse off here. This is all assuming this Raichu is Focus Sash and is going to survive this Dazzling Gleam. Like, if Dazzling Gleam just drops both, I think we win. But like, Raichu's gonna be Sash, and if it's not Sash, the only other option is AV, but AV's gone because off the table, I should say, because he already used Eerie Impulse. Moltres is going to protect, so does make the correct play there in my opponent. Dazzling Gleam coming out. A little unfortunate, but I mean, it doesn't matter. This actually might be better. Raichu is indeed Focus Sash, so no real big surprise there, guys. And Eerie Impulse. Okay, so I'm okay with this because because I'm back down to neutral. Moonblast will still pick up this Moltres even if it decides to Dynamax. I mean, Fairy Aura boosted, you gotta think it does. They can Tailwind, it doesn't help them because Xerneas will still be faster. We saw that Xerneas was faster with the initial Geomancy in front of the Fiery Wrath, so even if they Tailwind, Xerneas should still be faster unless it's some speed tie that I'm unaware of. But I mean, I can't gamble on that in best of one. And realistically, what are the chances that my Xerneas and this Moltres speed tie? I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I don't know if I'm gonna have the paste in the description. I mean, I mean, it's probably harmless, but I don't know. I'm not a big guy of giving out pastes, but okay, you bring in the Kyogre, and honestly, I would think you want to max the Ogre, right? I feel like you want to max Ogre. And this is where not having an attacking move, not having max Lightning actually sucks. This is what you risk running Perish. The thing is, I want to drop Moltres. Is it better to Resonance and Protect, though? I don't know if it is. Like, I think just geysering the Ogre, and I don't think... There's no way you're maxing a Moltres here, knowing that I can willingly... I'm going to Dazzle. I'm just going to Dazzle, guys. No way you max Moltres. You max Ogre. You 100% max Ogre here. There's no way you max this Moltres. Alright. Alright. So he's got a pink whale. Is that pink whale? I think the whale was pink. Yeah, the whale's pink. Okay. But Dazzling Gleam will knock out the Moltres. I don't know. Okay, +2 special defense. And an Aurora Veil up. There's no way this Kyogre is killing my Xerneas, right? Like, it's gonna hurt. Don't get me wrong, this is gonna hurt. Like crazy. That actually did a lot less than I thought. I'm gonna be honest, that did a lot less than I thought it was gonna do. But max guys are coming up. This is not gonna do anything. Yeah. The question becomes: does this ogre have a lightning of his own? Because I don't have lightning, but does this ogre have lightning? Amoonguss being my opponent's last one is very, very promising to me. I'm gonna resonance, and I'm actually gonna protect. I don't think he targets into a max Lapras, so I think he's wanting to get rid of Xerneas here. Protect is questionable, but I feel like Amoonguss also protects, which is the main reason I'm keeping Xerneas alive. Alright, you don't. That, to me, is weird. To me, that's odd. Because I feel like I just pick up... Are you sashed? Because, like, why not try to... No, you just died. Okay. I feel like you protect it. Because if you protect and you can kill my Zern, you actually kind of have a chance, depending on what this Kyogre has. Now, of course, we don't know what the Ogre has, which makes things a little interesting. But at this point, I'm going to click Perish, because it becomes a legitimate win con. And I'm going to Moonblast. I don't know if you actually hit my Zern here. I feel like if you have Max Lightning, now is the time you use it. No, you just Geyser again. This is going into what? Zern? It's got to... Oh, actually, never mind. It has to go into Zern. I'm watering to it. So Zern's going to drop, and I get a Perish up. So, it's Protect. Actually, do I need to pick... I guess I could have just clicked Freeze Dry. Freeze Dry wasn't killing, though. And then we're in the same spot. Like, either way, I need a Thunder not to kill me. I think. Right? Because Freeze Dry wasn't killing the Max Ogre. Ogre would have lived. So, here they would go for Thunder, let's say. And had I gone Freeze Dry last turn, here they would go for Thunder. I need to live, and I need to Thunder back. And I need to Freeze Dry and kill it. Here, I Protect. The following turn I have to live a Thunder, and the next turn I have to Protect. So either way, I'm living a Thunder. Or I have to live a Thunder, I should say. So maybe Freeze Dry was... And they do actually have Thunder. So... Perish count falls to 2. Perish count falls to 2. Aurora Veil is gone. I don't know if I actually lived this Thunder. This was definitely a misplay on my end. I think I should have Freeze Dried that last turn rather than Protect while I still had Aurora Veil. But for some reason I thought I had another turn of Veil. I thought I had another turn of Veil. I guess I didn't. Here's the Thunder in the rain. I need to live. Long story short, I just need to live. Okay, Lapras lives. We're fine. Lapras living that Thunder. Lapras does get the Freeze Dry off, so the Perish was nice to have. Didn't really matter. And I almost threw because I actually clicked Perish, because a couple Freeze Dries probably were the better play. But we did it, guys. We do actually finally go 2-0 in a crazy climbing episode. Xerneas didn't really do a whole lot. It probably will still be the thumbnail of this episode because, you know, it's still a Xerneas. And, you know, it was kind of the MVP. It was not the MVP here. But it was kind of the... did kind of do something in the second game. So, with that, guys, we're going to wrap this one up here, guys. I'll be back in the next episode, probably with one more episode of Zern. I don't want to drag teams out too long with these kind of things. Just because Series 8, there's so many restricteds I can potentially use that I want to cycle through a few of them. So we'll probably go one more with Zern and that'll be it. But guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of, what am I saying? I have no outro. But either way, guys, I really appreciate you guys sticking around, spending some time here on my channel, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.